I think tolerance is free will. If someone's not exactly like you in our generation, it's just all right.
Tolerance is where you accept everyone's belief, even if you don't believe it yourself.
Tolerance is like the acceptance of other people's opinions.
I think that tolerance is understanding that other people think differently from you and not judging them based upon it.
So 24-hour news kind of made us so much more aware of the world, and post 9/11, everybody knew about it. Even though we were really young, we grew up in a culture that we knew about 9/11 and we knew about these atrocities. And Islamophobia, when it came around, we were aware of it, but because of it, we knew that we had to be more tolerant, and it kind of encouraged a more accepting atmosphere for our generation.
These people live to kill us, they live to attack us, they live to horrify us, and when people pull back, that's exactly what they want.
And therefore, I think that we ought to be very selective in allowing any Muslim or future Chinese students in here.
I think it's time for profiling, though, don't you, Ange? I think it's time for profiling because
I
the
do.
profile has been Middle Eastern Muslims who have blown people up or attempted to blow people up over the last 15 years.
So as far as news goes, I've been watching news all my life. I think that everyone my age has. You wake up in the morning and sometimes your parents will have it on while you're eating breakfast, or maybe you get home and your parents are watching it. Or sometimes, if you're boring, you watch it yourself.
For me, I didn't exactly see the big commotion about having a black president because for me, I've only had two presidents. One's white and one's black. I mean, to me, there's no difference.
I mean, I remember Obama's first election, his first campaign. There were all these campaigns for no Obama, and my generation, we just didn't understand. We didn't get it. I mean, people that were 5 years older than us went out to the polls to vote for him.
Rap music has been a big part of, as our generation, a big part of our lives because, the popular music that we listen to is R&B and hip hop.
I think one of the most influential artists of the hip-hop culture was Eminem. First, because he was really the only white person that rapped about the black culture, and I think that blew open the doors to hip-hop culture in itself.
I mean, Eminem really broke down a ton of barriers because he was talking about a lot of the same things that other black rappers were talking about in LA and Atlanta and New York. I mean, Snoop Dogg talked about the same struggles that Eminem talked about. The only difference was the color of their skin. And so going off of that, I mean, Macklemore in present day is another rapper that's really changed the game. He puts out all this music about social justice and he promotes that message. And so that's really gone through and permeated to our generation to make us more tolerant.